Alright, we are asked to add by first simplifying each radical and then combining any like radical terms. You're not allowed to add or subtract radicals unless they're exactly the same. And we say like radical terms. It's just like adding and subtracting like terms with variables. If you had, for instance, if you had 3x plus 2y plus 7x, you could combine your two like terms, the 3x and 7x. That would give you 10x. But this 2y, 10x plus 2y, you wouldn't be able to combine that because it's not a like term. Okay, it's the same thing with radicals. They have to be exactly the same if we're going to add or subtract radical terms. So looking at each of these, 36 is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square. We'll be able to clean those up right away. But 20 and 45 aren't quite as cooperative. So we're going to look at 20, and we're going to see if we can rewrite 20 as with factors, one of which is a perfect square. So all the factors of 20 are 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3, 4, and 5, and there's a perfect square. All right. So I'm going to rewrite radical 20 as 4 times 5. Notice this is still under the radical. I haven't taken the square root. I haven't changed the value of anything. I've just rewritten the number 20 as 4 times 5. Okay. For our plus radical 36, the square root of 36 is 6. So we can just say plus 6. Okay. Then plus 45, again, we're going to have to rewrite 45. All right. It's not a perfect square. So I'm going to look at the factors of 45, and we'll do that over here, and see if there are any perfect squares lurking within. 1 times 45, 2 doesn't work. 3 goes in there 15 times, 4 won't work. 5 goes in there 9 times. 9 is supposed to be a nice check mark there. 9 is a perfect square. So 9 times 5, that's just another way of writing 45. Okay. And by the way, I usually put my perfect square to the front of the radical, or close to the front of the radical. It doesn't have to be there. 5 times 9 certainly means the exact same thing. And then we have plus radical 9. Well, that's the same as plus 3. The square root of 9 is 3. Okay, continuing on, we can take the square root of 4. That's 2. But this 5 is trapped under the radical. All right. So there's radical 5. I think I'll add the 6 and the 3. I think it's pretty understandable that I can add them. So 6 and 3 gives us 9. I'll put our plus 9 over here. Doesn't really matter where it goes, but I've taken care of the 6. I've taken care of the 3. The only thing left now is, well, I need my plus sign. So this plus sign is right here. And then we have the square root of 9 is 3. And radical 5 is basically left there. So now I have the exact same term under the radical sign. I can add the 2 and the 3. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. You keep the radical 5, and then this plus 9 just comes along for the ride. So we've simplified our original expression.